Hello, I'm Reverend Kenny Callahan, the pastor of Metropolitan Community Church of Richmond. This week I had the privilege and the honor of listening to a podcast highlighting the work of Mickey Sobey Jones, a social activist and someone who teaches on justice. Mickey says that so often we hear about safe place, the promise of a judgment and harm-free environment. Mickey challenges this idea of safe place and asks if it is even possible at all. Rather than safe place, Mickey is calling us to the practice of brave space, a space and spiritual practice where we can bravely risk making mistakes, where we call each other to more and more love and justice, and to co-create in developing a space where we have room to grow as individuals and as communities, and thus become agents of social reform, dismantling systems of oppression and harm by being accountable to one another. She states that to work towards real justice and true equity of all people, we actually need to practice this concept of brave space first with one another. The idea of brave space actually transforms and informs my idea of safe space. It is the movement from being personally secure to a place of being willing to be vulnerable, from a place of personal armor and protection to a willingness to being open and transparent, from a place of being guarded and defensive to a place of to listen and to be lovingly curious about and with one another. I believe that brave space is the way of Jesus. It is a tangible way to mirror Jesus's lifestyle of healing and building trust and hope with others, while also sharing God's transforming love and peace by actually being love and peace in our behaviors and in our conversations that we have or don't have with each other, especially with people who are different from ourselves. Brave space calls us to look at one another with softer eyes in order to really see and to affirm each other as the beloved of God, holy, beautiful, and perfect, just the way we are. This poem by Mickey inspired me, and I hope it inspires you too. Invitation to Brave Space by Mickey Scott B. Jones. Together we will create brave space because there is no such thing as a safe space. We exist in the real world. We all carry scars and we have all caused wounds. In this space, we seek to turn down the volume of the outside world. We amplify voices that fight to be heard elsewhere. We call each other to more truth and love. We have the right to start somewhere and continue to grow. We have the responsibility to examine what we think we know. We will not be perfect. This space will not be perfect. It will not always be what we wish it to be, but it will be our brave space together, and we will work on it side by side. Amen.